हे रैक्व गवाम षट शतानि इमानि तुभ्यं मया आनीतानि अयम निष्को अश्वत्रतश्च अयम एतद् धनम आदत्स्व भगवो अनुषाधि. हे रैक्व, he addressed, having reached the king Janashruta, having reached over there, addressed Raikva and said, Gavam Shat Shatani, 600 cows. These 600 cows, Tubhyam Maya Anitani, for you, they have been brought by me. Ayam Nishko, this golden necklace, and this chariot pulled by 2 she-mules. Ayam Ashwataratascha, Etad Dhanam Adatsva, please accept this wealth. And sir, Anushadhi, please instruct me. Me means mom, Anushadhi. Me, mom means me, instruct me. What you want to get instructed is Etam Yancha Devatantam Upasya. About this deity which you are meditating up to now. Tad Devatopadeshanam Mam Anushadhi. Please bless me with the instruction about that deity which you were meditating up to now. Tamuha para prativacha aha aha haritva shudra tavaiva saha gobirastviti tadopunareva janashruti potrayana sahasram gavam nishkam ashudaratham duhitaram tadadaya pratichakrame. Tam means to him, uha is to indicate this historical incident. Paraha, the other person, that is Raikva, Pratyavacha replied. Aha is just to now in the form of insulting or neglecting. Even though this word is for rejection, but here you can take it as meaningless also. Bhashkara says anarthaka nibbana. Don't take the meaning at all here. Because it's already using the word Shudra and eva sattavaiva astu. There's no question of rejecting the wealth. Let it be to yourself when you are telling. That means he is rejected by the meaning by eva, the word itself. He is giving the meaning of rejection. Therefore, aha need not be taken in the meaning of rejection. And not in the meaning of insult also, because by the word Shudra itself, insult is being stated very clearly. Therefore, Bhashikara says, aha has no meaning here. Hara itva tavaiva sahago virastu. Along with these cows, make this golden necklace and this chariot also be with you yourself. He Shudra. Iti. As a result of that, replied by Raikva, the Janashruti, the king, understood his intention and again he went along with these things. Janashruti Potrayana Sahasram Gava took 1,000 cows, same golden necklace, and the chariot pulled by she-mules. Along with them, with that was what did he do? Duhitaram. He took his own daughter, taking along with himself. Tad adaya pratichakrame. He went back again and reached Raikva. Tam evam uktavantam, to him who had spoken thus, Rajanam, who? To the king. Pratyavacha replied, Paro means Raikva, the other person called Raikva. Ahaiti ayam nipato. Aha, this word is an indeclinable, because the nipata becomes an abhaya. Vinigraharti, it is used in the sense of rejection. Usually, yo anyatra, which is elsewhere used in the sense of rejection. Yatu anartaka. But here, it has no meaning. Why you don't want to take any meaning? Because the sense of rejection or insult is being already expressed by other words in the same sentence. Eva shabdasya prathak prayoga. Because the word eva has been used separately. Eva shabdasya prathak prayoga. And also the word shudra for insult. Hara. Haretva is not one word actually. Harena yukta itva. There is a compound in it. Harena yukta itva. Itva means what? Gandhri, the chariot. Sayam, such a samahara of wealth, a collection of both type of wealth together, is being shown by the compound haritva. तृतीया तत्व समास हारेन युक्ता इत्व सुखेन युक्ता ऋतः सुखार्थः. यह दंत समास है. सुखेन युक्ता ऋतः इति सुखार्थः. सिमिलरली हारेन युक्ता इत्वा हारेत्वा. गोवे सह तवैवस्तो, along with these cows, let these remain with you yourself. तवैवस्तो तवैव तिष्ठतो न मम, and I am not in need of these. Why you are not in need of this? Because it is not enough. It is not sufficient. Aparyaptera, which are not sufficient. Why it is not sufficient? Huh? Being a Brahmin, you are telling it is not sufficient. Kamal hai. Huh? Actually, a Brahmin, whatever he gets, he should be happy and contented with it. So how is it not sufficient? Then the reason is there, he says, because it's not sufficient for karma. Because that is the greatness of a Brahmin, that he will not accept any donation without a proper purpose. For a certain definite purpose, whatever is needed, only that much he will take, because he is aparigrahi all the time. Parigraha is meant for a definite purpose. And here he wants to perform the Vedic sacrifices. For that he is in need of a wife rather than this wealth. What you will do with those wealth? He is happy with the cart itself, just bullock cart. He is not in need of anything else. Because he knows, he is a Virakta Purusha, he knows well that having all this is maintenance headache. That means all this, you will have 600 cows, means your big Goshala is there then. Maintenance of those many cows are big headache for him. A golden necklace, being a brand, if he gives, thieves can come. There is another fear there. They come and take away, no problem. They kill and take away, is big problem. So, problems come as soon as you accrue any type of wealth. Many dangers come along with it. Therefore, usually the Brahmins were not interested in accruing any type of wealth. What is necessary for today? That's why I said in Chanakya Niti, it says very clearly, that Brahmin is great. That Brahmin is great who does not know where his evening food is. He does not know where he will get evening food from. A bit lower is that Brahmin who has secured food for the evening. Still lower quality of Brahmin is that who has secured for 3 days. And all other Brahmins are worse, he says, who have secured for many days.
But the Rajas used to donate land and cows. So they had food.
That was for Gurukulam. You may see all instances in the Puranas and all. He has given to those Brahmins who are running Gurukulas.
No,
Therefore,
Kavis also, Krishnadeva Raya.
That is how they spoiled the Brahmins. This is how the degeneration of Brahmins took place. When the Brahmin became greedy, he started to accrue more and more wealth. In the case of this Sudama, it's a story in this what you call as that Garga Samhita, where a friend of Sudama was there in the Gurukula, just like Krishna, another friend was there. And what he want to start to go to the king and praise him like anything, that you are this, you are that, and he got a lot of money and a lot of respect, a palanquin and everything. One day Sudama was begging in different houses and going around. And this fellow also was going same road. He called Sudama. Oh friend, listen. You see, why you are begging? You come along with me to the king. Just one or two praises is enough. He'll give you a lot of money. He'll give so much, you see, so much he has given to me. Just so much workers, I am sitting in the palace, the king gets on going on. Wherever I like, I move around with all comfort and everything. He has given a big building to me. He has given food, shelter, clothing, everything is there. Why you are going in this way and your children also not given proper food in one time? Come along with me. He said this flattering is not a Brahmin's duty. For that there are minstrels, separate Bandi Jana is there, separate Jati is there, caste is there for that purpose. They have got the right to do false praise and earn money. It's not a Brahmin's duty to do false praise and earn money. This is what Sudama told. So this is how the degeneration of Brahmins took place.
And for temples also they used to give.
It doesn't matter, because temple is a public property, not a Brahmin's property.
No, I mean, because you're taking care of that and then
It's okay. That means you are not acquiring for yourself anything there. It is for the public. The prasadam is made for the public. Out of that you are also taking a little. There is not possessiveness, is not there. It is mine. Even if the storeroom burns off, you are not worried. Because it's not yours. You know that. It is temple property. As a duty, you look after it, take care as much as possible. It's a duty. But the possessiveness of this my wealth will not be there in that Brahmin.
no, something I'm saying, I mean, they have food for 3 days or more than 3 days. That's what I'm saying.
And that is also not for himself and his family. That accruing of wealth in the temple is meant for public purpose. Anybody can come anytime to the temple. For them, they have to keep for feeding. Even for a grihastha that is told, for a general rule is, keep that much food what is for yourself and for an atithi. It is in general rule. But as far as a Brahmin is concerned, again it is different. That rule is applicable only for Kshatriya and Vaishya in general. And for those Brahmins who are running Gurukulas and all, where Atithis are expected. But a Brahmin who is not in such a state, he is having his own family separate, he has to live on Bhiksha and Swadhyaya. He is not running Gurukula. Nothing is like that. No property, no temple, no responsibility. Just as doing his own Swadhyaya and has to run a life, he has to be on Bhiksha. And if to such a Brahmin, an Atithi comes also, and if he does not have food, he can go for Bhiksha that and bring for the Atithi. And usually to such Brahmins, who will go? They give Bhiksha. So that is how the system was very good, and at that time the quality of Brahmins were also very high. The degeneration has taken place once these the duties of other castes are being done by other people. A Kshatriya started to do like a Brahmin. He became a Vaishya. He started to do the business. King started to do business. The kinghood was spoiled. That's called degeneration of kinghood. These all Kshatriyas became degenerated. The Vaishyas become degenerated. They started to become like Shudras. So when these things happen, naturally the whole society is disturbed and destroyed. The whole culture gets degenerated. So it's a long Kalena Mahata. Gita has said very clearly, the Yogo Nashthaparantapa. So the knowledge also gets destroyed by time. Because once it is in the climax, it cannot be always like that. Because the Samaj, the people who are taking birth have their own inhalations, desires, and all that, due to which they get degenerated. So here also you see what's happening is Haretva, he says, Tishtatu, Namama aparyaptena karmartham. Why it's not enough, he says? Because I want to do these Vedic sacrifices. For that I'm in need of a wife. By her, I will be having a son. And because of that, once I get the son, then I will be able to do all the Vedic sacrifices. I will become a Shrauta Agni Purusha, Agnihotri. So for that purpose, what is needed, you have not brought as Dakshina. So this wealth, let it be for yourself. I am not in need of it because it is not sufficient for my, the purpose or my goal. It's not going to serve my purpose. Karmartham annena prayojanam aparyaptena na prayojanamiti abhiprayo. Aparyaptena anena dhanena karmartham prayojanam na. अन्वय करना पड़ेगा ना वहां पर. न अपर्याप्तेन कर्मार्थम प्रयोजनम भवति इत्यभिप्राय. दिस इज द आइडिया बिहाइंड हिज रिजेक्शन. हे शूद्र इति. Now the Pakshi, the objector, says, how is that Rekwa, such a great person about whom some rishis or deities have come and praised in front of Janashruti, is addressing this king as a Shudra. Kshatriya being addressed Shudra, how is it possible? Purvapakshi says, Raja aso Kshatriya sambandha. It is well known that surely this person is a king. Wow, how you are going to decide that? Because Kshatriya sambandha, being associated with a minstrel and a charioteer, it is clear that it does not follow that he is a king. Because the previous mantras you have read, Saha Kshattaram Uvacha. He said to the minstrel and or the charioteer, Ityuktam, it has been said earlier so. One reason. The other reason is being given. Vidya Grahanaya cha Brahmana Samipa Upagamat. For acquiring knowledge, he has approached a Brahmin. And approaching a Brahmin for knowledge is possible only by another Brahmin or a Kshatriya or a Vaishya. Not by a Shudra. Why? Shudra is Janudikara. Because a Shudra has no competence to acquire any type of knowledge from a Brahmin. Katam idam anurupam? Then how is it that Raikva uchyate, anurupam Raikva uchyate, such inconsistent statement is being given by Raikva, he Shudra iti. Tatra ahura acharyaha. In this regard, the Acharya Dravadacharya has given his explanation as follows. Grahanaya, for acquiring knowledge, he approached the Brahmin. That means he cannot be a Shudra. Because Shudra is Chanadigarat. And a Shudra by birth, by caste, has no competence to attain any type of knowledge from a Brahmin. Katham Rupam Rekvanachate. Therefore, does it not follow that Raikva's statement is totally inconsistent, anurupam, is inappropriate. He Shudra iti. Tatra ahuracharya. With regard to this, there are three different opinions. The first opinion of the Dravadacharya, the past Acharya, famous Acharya, has written Bhashyam on all the 10 Upanishads, Brahma Sutra and Gita and everything, Dravadacharya. What he says? Hansa Vachana Shravana Chuk Enam Advesha. That is why it's called Shudra. Hansa Vachana Shravana. After having overheard statements, the conversation of the swans, Shuk Enam Advesha. Sorrow entered him. Overwhelmed by sorrow he was. Therefore he was called as Shudra. Just because the sorrow has entered him, why you want to call him sorrow? Not only Shuk, but Dra. Shudra, Shudra. Shuk, Dra, Shudra. Galopa. What is it, Dra? Gacchati, Dravati, Gacchati, di, Dra. He went, not only overheard and felt bad, insulted of himself, and he was in total grief and sorrow, but at the same time, after all that, he started to find where is it Raikva. He ran towards Raikva. Dravati, Gacchati towards.
Or maybe he wanted to learn more because he overheard the Hamsas. Just the karma doing, this purpose and the charity.
Then he will not say to that person, don't praise me like that Raikva. This statement says that he is feeling jealousy of Raikva. He doesn't want to study from Raikva. That's not his intention at all. He is almost like a jealousy. Otherwise he will not say, don't praise me like him. Somebody is praising of somebody else in front of you, then you will say, don't praise like that fellow. That means you are not happy. It's very clear. Otherwise, if he hears and he wishes to attend one, I should be happy. Oh, somebody has reminded me that some other person is calling somewhere else. Let me find out, let me go over there. They are not told to those people, don't praise like that fellow. If you just, we have heard about such a person, please go and find him out. I want to learn something more from him. But the statements of the king itself shows that he was completely, he felt insulted. By that, an interest for learning more was not there. To overcome that grief
And the grip is that he felt himself inferior. And he wants to become equal to or superior to Raikwana. That's the habit of kings. That's the habit of a Kshatriya. Either they want to become equal to, and that the Swans are very clever also, maybe. And knowingly they said what, whoever knows what he knows will also become like him. This is a statement, you see. That shows very clearly he is not going with a wish to learn more, but he wants to become equal to. At least equal. They are not greater than him or superior than him. So when a person is with that intention, can't say that he is going to learn out of jignasa. That's the jignasa. And all this fellow knows, right? Where he is coming, who is coming, what is his idea inside his heart, what is going on. Therefore he has said the truth. Then asam shucha, shrutva raikvasya mahimanam va dravati iti shudra. Then shucha, with that sorrow, also this king, Shrutva, after having heard from those swans, Dravati hurried to Raikva. Or, why says, Raikvasam mahimanam Shrutva va Dravati. Shucha Dravati, Shrutva va Dravati. Iti Shutra. Dravati. This is not Dravati. Va Dravati, va. Mahimanam va. Dravati. Shrutva, Raikvasya Mahiman, after hearing the greatness, the glory of Raikva, he hurried towards him. This one, or overwhelmed by sorrow, Tena Shucha, overwhelmed by sorrow, he hurried towards him. Therefore he was called Shudra. Rishi, Atmana Parokshadyatam Darshan Shudraita. And that Rishi, the Rishi who? Raikva, addressed him by the word Shudra, revealing thereby his knowledge of something which is not witnessed personally, which is beyond his senses. Paroksha Jnana. This is told very clearly. Paroksha Jnana. He has shown by this addressing by the word Shudra, he is showing, he is revealing himself that I possess the quality of knowing each and everything that is beyond senses also. That is far beyond my senses, which has not been witnessed personally. Even that I know, sitting here in this meeting. That's Siddhi here. This one he wants to reveal this in front of the king, therefore he has used this word Shudra. The other alternative is Shudratva. Dharineva yana vidya grahanaya upajagama nacha shushrooshaya. You see? Just like the Shudra, this king has gone to acquire the knowledge, to get the knowledge by offering wealth only. Dharineva enam vidya grahanaya. It's just like a Shudra. It is only Shudras who do like that usually. And they earn money, and by that money only they try to get everything in the world. Upajagama means he approached. Ena means him. This king approached him.
Shudravadva dhanena eva enam vidyagrahana upajagama nacha shushrooshaya. Just like a Shudra who would try to get knowledge by offering wealth only, this king also approached that Raikva and not by service, naja shushrooshaya. Not by service. Because Brahmins never take the seva, direct seva of any Shudra. Thereby seva they can't acquire knowledge at all. It's impossible. The only way for them was to pay money for what they are getting from a Brahmin. Because through Brahmin they could get knowledge only when he says the Puranas. In temples and all, he will sit and he will be discussing about the Purana. At that time, through that, listening by the Puranas only, they are getting knowledge from the Brahmin. For that, they give dakshina and go, money. So similarly, this fellow has brought wealth and is trying to acquire the knowledge. Therefore, he is being addressed as Shudra. Natu jatyeva Shudra iti. And not by caste itself, he is a Shudra. This is the second option. Third, apre punaha. Others say, however, that Ahu Alpam Dhanamahratamiti Rusha Eva Ena Muktavan Shudra. Because he has brought little wealth, they brought out of anger. He addressed him as Shudra. This is the third option. Rusha means out of anger. Dhanamahratam, Alpam Dhanamahratam. You have brought very little wealth. Having seen that, he out of anger, he addressed him as Shudra. Lingancha Bahuaharane Upadanam Dhanasya. And how you took this option, this meaning here? He says, because it is very clear. When he brought more money and wife, he has accepted, given the knowledge. Bahu aharane upadanam dhanasya upadanam lingam. As an indication of this is seen that knowledge was imparted after the bringing of sufficient wealth. Taduha risher matang jnatva. As a result of that treatment by Raikva to the king also understood very well what Raikva's intention is. Therefore, Punareva Janashruti Potrayano, he went back and again he brought along with himself Gavam Sahasram, 1000 cows, Adhikam, Jayamcha, and extra, this thing was wife also acceptable to Rishi. Jayancha Rishe Abhimatam Jayam. Rishe hai Abhimatam Jayam. A wife that will be acceptable to the Rishi. Who is that? Duhitaram Atmanaha, his own daughter. Tadadaya, taking all these along with him, Prachakrame, Krantavan, he returned again. Taganga Bhivada, Raikvedagang Sahasram Gavam, Ayam Nishko, Ayam Ashwadari Radha, Yam Jaya, Ayam Gramo Yasminnase, Anvevama Bhagavashadhiti, Tamha Abhyavada. But again, the same mistake is doing here. Hey Raikva is addressing by name. Tamha Abhyavada. Having gone there, he accosted him and stated, O Raikva, Idam Sahasram Gavam, Ayam Nishko, Ayam Ashitraha, Yam Jaya, Ayam Gramo Yasminase, Anvevamam Bhagavashaditi. Please take these as a gift. 1000 cows, 1 golden necklace, 1 chariot pulled by she mules, and this wife, and also this village wherein you are living. Yasmin asked. Having taken these, Anu eva ma bhagavashadhi, then now please do instruct me about the deity on which you are meditating. Raikva idam gavam sahasram. Idam gavam sahasram. These 1000 goats. Ayam nishka, this golden necklace. Ayam ashwataratha, this chariot pulled by she mules. Yam jaya, this jayartham is it. There was jaya, is jayartham. To be your wife. Mama duhita, my daughter, Anita, I have brought. Ayanchagrama, and also along with all these things, I am offering you this village, wherein you are living. Yasmin ase tishtase. Sacha tvadarate maya kalpita. All these are dedicated to you by me. Tadeta sarvamadaya, accepting all these wealth. Anushadhi eva, ma means mom. Please do instruct. Surely, mom means mom to me. He Bhagava, oh sir, ityuktaha. Was stated so. Tasya jayartham anitaya ragya dutur haiva mukham dwaram vidyaya dane tirtham upogrinnan janan ityartaha. The next mantra is there. Tasyaha mukham upogrinnanvacha aja ajahara इमा शूद्र अनेनैव मुखेन आलापयिष्यथा इति ते हैते रेक्वपर्णा नाम महावृषेषु यत्र स्मा उवास तस्मै होवाच तस्याह मुखम उपोदगृह्य तस्या means of knowledge. Tasya here is vidya, of knowledge. This is one of the means. What? Wealth. Is a means of acquiring knowledge from any master. Upogrinnan, considering this means which he has brought now along with the wife, along with his daughter and all, considering them, Upogrinnan is considering them as a means of knowledge. Uvacha, the Raik was said, what? Ajahari Maha, Shudra. Again is saying, Shudra. Ajahari Maha. All that you have brought, this wealth. Anenaiva mukhena alapashyatha. Through this medium only, you are making me to converse with you. Alapashyatha. You are making me converse. I am not wishing you now to give you this wealth. That means to say. Having brought all these things now, what all I wished actually to enter into Grihastha Ashrama and perform the Vedic rites. For that purpose, what all is needed, you have brought and given to me. Therefore, through this medium only, you are making me converse or impart the knowledge. Iti. This is what he said. And now he is going to start the instructions. Before that, Shruti is telling, Te haite rekvaparna nama mahavrishesha. These are those villages, a group of villages were called as Raikvaparna. They came to be known as Raikvaparna. Where was it? Mahavrishisha. In the land of a country called as Mahavrisha. Some country was called as Mahavrisha in olden days. In that country, a group of villages, there's a Bhavacharana, Te Haite. Te means not one village, a group of villages were there. All those together were called as Raikvaparna. Yatra Asma Uvasa. Wherein Yatra Uvasa Asmai. Wherein he lived. That was offered to him, that is offered to Raikva by the king like a gift. Yatra was in which he was, wherein he was living, that were Asmai. Asmai means what? That were given to him. By whom? By the king. That means to say, he was made the lord of those group of villages also. He was the landlord now. A beggar became a landlord. Tasmai hovacha. Therefore to him, to that king who had offered him all this wealth, ho ha vacha, Raikva now imparted the knowledge as follows. Now go to that part of the Bhasha. Tasyaha. Tasya means of that Vidyaya. You see in the last part of the sentence. Tasya jayartam anitaya ragyo duitu aiva mukham dwaram Vidyaya. Tasya means Vidyaya. Of that knowledge. Or you can say for imparting a knowledge. This is one of the medium. Jayartam anitaya ragya. By the king was brought his own daughter to be his wife. Jayartham anitaya was brought to be his wife. Accepting that wealth especially, not major wealth is now here his daughter only. The other wealth was he rejected before in one way. Because he wanted to perform the Vedic rites, and Vedic rites cannot perform without a wife. Therefore, that wealth, especially the Kanyadan that is doing now, that is a means. Mukham means dwara. That is a means, the medium of imparting the knowledge. Vidyaya dane. Imparting a knowledge. Tirtham. This is the competency. That person should be called as, he is competent to receive the knowledge imparted by the master. Upodgrinnan, considering so, as knowing so. Raikva accepted the wealth and imparted the knowledge. Who are those people who are actually competent to attain a vidya, any knowledge? The shloka comes here, you see. I told before. Brahmachari dhanadai medhavi shrotriya priyaha vidya va vidyam praha tani tirthani shandmama. It's said in Mahasaraswati Upanishad. This shloka is there. Saraswati is telling herself, Mama. Mama means of me. Of me means as knowledge, as vidya. Tirthani Shat. 6 type of people, 6 kinds of people are competent. The competent pupils are 6 only. Who are they? Number 1, Brahmachari, a celibate. Number 2, Dhanadai, a giver of wealth. Number 3, Medhavi, very intelligent fellow. Shrotriya, follower of Vedic injunctions. Priya, who is dear. Vidyayava vidyam praha, one who imparts some knowledge in exchange for another knowledge. Tani tirthani shatmana. These are the 6 competent pupils of me, that means of vidya, of knowledge. A Shrotriya is a follower of Vedic injunctions. That means to say, before birth, after birth, and later on too. As I said, Shrotriya Lakshanam, Janmana Brahmano Jniyaha, Sanskarir Dvijatvam Chaiva, Vidyaya Yati Vipratam, Tribhi Shrotriya Muchyate. Tribhi Shrotriya Muchyate. A person is possessing of these 3 qualities. Is called as Shrotriya. Number 1, Janmana Brahmano Jneyaha. By birth, he should be a Brahmin, by caste. Purely. Not again crossbreeded. Kshatriya, married with a Brahmin. Not like that also. Both parent and both of them, mother and father, both should be of Brahmin lineage only. Janmana Brahmano Jneyaha. Sanskarir Dvijatvanchaiva. Sanskarir Dvijatvanchaiva. All the sanskaras that has to be done before birth and after birth, everything has to be done timely. Vidyaya yati vipratvam. Vidyaya yati vipratvam. And having attained the Vedic knowledge, he becomes a Vipra. The first was just by birth a Brahmin. Then due to sanskaras, he became a Dvija. And once he attained knowledge, he became a Vipra. And a person who possesses of all these 3 is called as Shrotriya. Trivi Shrotriya Muchyate. Trivihi Shrotriya Muchyate. Iti Vidyayaha Vachana Vijnayate. By this is known very well the medium for imparting knowledge. Vidyaya Vachana means to impart knowledge. Itihi Vijnayate. By this particular verse, we have known very well who are all the competent people, the students, the pupils, for whom knowledge can be imparted. Evam Janan, and that Raikva, who had known even this very well, Upodgrinnan Uvacha, considering thus, he said, Uktavan. He said means he imparted. To impart knowledge as before, what is telling? Ajahara. Ajahara. Ahritavan. Bhavan. Yad ima. All that you have brought. What? Imagaha. Yachanidhanam. These cows and all other wealth that you have brought. Tat sadhu. That is good. Iti Vakishi. Now you have brought what has to be brought. It is good. He says. Well done. Iti Vakishi. It is not there. Tat sadhu. It is not there in the mantra. It's just you have to supplement these words to complete the sense of the sentence. Shudrati even though he's using the word Shudra for addressing, but the meaning need not be taken as before. It's just a repetition of the earlier use only. Purvokt anukriti matra, natu karanantara apekshaya, but not due to some other reason again that he is using this word as before. Anenaiva mukhena vidyagrahana tirthena, through this very medium of acquiring knowledge, you have become competent. Vidyagrahana tirthena. You have become competent to receive the knowledge. That's how you are alapayishyatha. Alapayasi iti mam bhanayasi ityartha. That is, you are making me speak, you are making me converse, or making me forcibly to impart the knowledge. Ityartha. This is the meaning of what he has said. Te haite gramaha raiko prananama. Te haite gramaha. This group of villages, not one, because it's in the plural number. Te ete. There's a bhashakara says gramaha. Raiko prananama. They were well vikhyata. They became well known as Raikoparna. Mahavrisheshu deshesha. In the land of, in the country which was known as Mahavrisha. Yatra. Wherein, like this, Yeshu Grameshu Uvasa Ushitavan Raikvaha. Wherein, then in those villages only, usually he was moving around, living in all those villages. Therefore, all those village people had known him very well. Therefore, he made him the lord of all those villages. Tana Sograman Adadat Asmai Raikvaya Raja. All those village was given to Raikva as gift by that king. Tasmai Rajye Dhanam Dattavade. To that king who had given him wealth, Ha Kila Uvacha Vidyancha Sa Raikvaha. That Raikva imparted the knowledge that he had, that he possessed. Vayurvava samvargo yada va agnirudvayati vayumevapyeti yada suryo vastameti vayumevapyeti yada chandro vastameti vayumevapyeti yada apa uchshyanti vayumevapyanti vayureva etan sarvan samvrunta ityadi daivadam. This is the meditation on the divine plane. Vayurvava samvarga. Air indeed is the place of merger of all. Samvarga means a place of merger, where everything is being merging. Like all the rivers merge into the ocean. There are all these divine things also merge into air. Therefore, air is the place of merger. That you have to meditate on the quality of merging in air. The quality as air also. The quality of merging as air. Yada Vagniruddvayati. How is it? The question arises, then he explains. Whenever a fire goes out or distinguishes, it merges into air only. When you extinguish any fire, where it goes? It is merging into air. Vayumevapyati. Yada Suryostameti. Whenever sun sets, where it is going? Vayumevapyati. It's due to air only, all these are moving. Without air, without prana, there is no movement in anything, that is a dead thing then. Therefore it says, Surya, when yada astameti, when the sun sets, it also merges into air. Vayumevapyati. Yada chandro astameti, when moon sets, it seems as if it also merges into air. Yada apa uchshyanti, whenever you heat and boil the water, it becomes steam, and where it goes, it merges into air. This is how Vayur Hi Eva Etan Sarvan Samvrta. As and because surely this air is always merging in itself or identifying itself with all of them as one. Sarva Samvrinte सर्वान् संवृणीते संहरति वा इत्यर्थ इत्येते देवतम. This is the meditation on air as samvarga, as a quality of merging. This is what is told in Kritaya Vijitaya. In that Krita what happened? All the other numbers are merging. 1, 2, 3 merges into the number 4. This was the quality he had mentioned there. And that quality is mentioned here in this way by the word samvarga. Vayurvava samvargo. Vayu, bahyo. The Vayu take here the external, not the internal. Internal become Adhyatmam. Because later Adhyatmam will be coming there. Pranavava samvarga will also be there. On the personal plane. You will be meditating prana as samvarga. Therefore here you have to take the external air as Vayu. By the word Vayu. Air is indeed samvarga, the place of merger. And Vayu here is bahyo, external. Vava, this word, this indeclinable is used in the sense of emphasizing avadharanartha. It is emphasizing surely this air is the place of merger of all divine beings. Samvarga. Bhashakar is taking here many meanings of this. Samvarga. Samvarjanat, sangrahanat, sangrasanatva, samvarga. He absorbs, or he takes in, or he swallows. 3. Samvarjanat is absorbing, sangrahanat taking in, and sangrasanat swallowing up. These are 3 meanings of samvarga. Vakshamana agnyadya devataha atmabhavam apadeti ityatah samvarga. As and because this air, what does it do? It becomes identified. All these, what all? Vakshamana agnyadya devataha. All these deities, fire, etc., which will be spoken of shortly. All of them. What do they become? They become identified with Vayu. Atmabhavam apadeti. Or it makes them identified with himself. By merging them within him. If you merge something within you, that means what? You are letting them identify with yourself. This is what Vayu does. He lets all these divine beings identify with himself. Ataha, therefore, he is called as samvarga. That he possesses the quality of samvarga. He possesses the quality of merging or letting merge others into him. संवर्जना के गुणों ध्येय वायुवत. संवर्जना क्यों गुणों, the quality, hence the quality of absorption is to be meditated upon as air. Kritayantar bhava drishtanta. And this follows due to the, why you are taking this meaning over here? Because this is following the meaning, this meaning is following due to the illustration given before as Kritaya, Vijitaya, etc. And they just said, it is being included in Krita. Anusanyanti. Kritaya, Vijitaya, Adhareya, Anusanyanti. They are getting included, means they get merged into. Because of this illustration, here we have to take the meaning of absorption or inclusion, is it not? Or merging.